Hey everyone, welcome to your channel. For today's video we're going to actually visit and see one of the most tactical and brilliances in this round of the Tata Steel 2025. This is round 2 and here we have Fabiano Caruana versus Van Foreest, Jorden Van Foreest playing with black. Okay, so let's begin. Why not? Please don't forget actually to give this thumbs up, like this video, and please make sure that you have subbed to the channel. That would be very encouraging for me. So let's begin. Why not? We have d4 on the board, d5, and after knight to f3 we have the move e6, and here we see kind of run system. Okay, bishop to f4, and here we see c5. So this is usual. Play c5, just attack the center. We have e3, knight to c6, and here after c3, bishop to d6, we have bishop to g3, and after knight to h6, we have just normal development moves, bishop to d3 and castles, knight to d2, and after b6, queen to e2, we see bishop to b7, takes on c5, and takes on c5, we see e4, after rook to b8. Now the game quiet becomes very actually little by little very complicated and very strange moves. I will just show you. Here e5 was played, but the best move here was to play rook to b1, and believe it or not, the best move was a5 after bishop to c2. Okay, here just maneuvers and we reached kind of this position. Okay, but actually here e5 was played, and here we have bishop to c7, castles, and knight to f5. Instead of, and this is what I mean, it's very strange that in this position after castles, knight to f5 was actually kind of risky to play. Okay, and here the best move in this position was bishop to a8. Believe it or not, it's bishop to a8, attacking this pawn here. And if you play b3 now, knight to f5 is good. But humans will never actually understand this idea. I believe knight to f5 instead was played in the main game. We see bishop to f4, and here Fabi, this is not the best move by Fabi. And Fabi could have tried bishop takes on f5 after takes. Now let's see bishop, and now we have knight to b3, and after the move g5, very aggressive if Van Foreest just plays it. We have f4 on the f4 is the threat, so but h4, and after h6 takes, and here queen to d2, and see guys, this is what I mean by very strange. And here after f4 we sacrifice the bishop. Bishop takes on f4, and g takes on f4, queen takes on f4, and here black actually has no way to prevent s2 the draw. Okay, so if he tries, for example, bishop c8 to cover this, but we give queen to g3 check, and here white can just give checks, perpetual checks, to make this game drop. Okay, so it was very strange, but here Fabi decided to actually play bishop to f4 and keep his bishop pair in this position. We have c4, so attacking the bishop, we see bishop to c2, and here bishop to a6 was played. And in this position, okay, in this position, here rook a to b1 was played, but in this position the best move here is actually taking again on a5 after take. Now we have knight to b3, and if you take, I just grab your bishop on a6. So why did we have to actually give away our bishop, okay, for the knight? Because if you play knight to b3 immediately, then you are just losing your piece, because after c takes on b3, the pawn is also taking the bishop on c2. So that's why actually, and that's the reason why bishop takes on f5 is a forced move, and then you play knight to b3 with the knight to c5 ideas. And okay, so but let's see what's the continuation. Like this, the best move was bishop to c8, and here we see knight to c to d5, knight c to d4, and this position. So in this position we are just threatening knight to c6, which black should take care of, and he can play rook to b7 or rook to b6, and there is no difference between them, and the game could continue like this, okay? But rook to b7, okay, as I just said earlier. And let me just show you this one, that knight to b3 is not possible here, because we just take and we just you're just done a piece in this position. And here, if bishop to b1 was played, then bishop to a6 was not possible because of immediate knight to b3. That's why actually bishop to b1 I would prefer rather than bishop to c2, but actually it just blocks the path from coming rook a to e1 or d1 or c1. So Fabi actually played the logical move and the best move by the computer. But after bishop to a6, he had to find bishop to a6 on f5, giving this bishop and then playing knight to b3. Okay, let's continue. We have rook a to b1. If you play this, then he can take. After you take, then he can first play rook to b6, defending his knight, and then be able to take this. Okay, so that's why it is not the best move to play b3. So rook a to b1 only move, or it is very passive rook f to b1. Okay, it's very passive. Rook a to b1. You see now the pawn break from Van Foreest, and here we see some complication. It's knight takes on c4, queen to d5, so putting pressure on this knight on c4 here. We have b3 defending this knight on c4. D takes on c3, rook f to d1, and c5, knight bishop takes on f5, and after taking back we see queen c2 attacking these pawns here, and here we see a simple attack, bishop takes on c5, but we shouldn't actually take back immediately and lose a pawn. For example, this is just an inaccuracy and blunder. Okay, takes b1, takes b1, queen takes c4, and here white is having a very bad position in this. If you go, for example, bishop here, then you can also go this way. Okay, and this is just complete loss. And if you try defending this, which is the best move, then rook to d8, and everything is just going to be collapsing. So, but you shouldn't, as I just told you, after bishop takes on c4, which was the knight. Okay, here bishop takes c4. Okay, was played in the game, but here you shouldn't actually take back immediately. Instead you play queen takes c3, and notice that the queen is the bishop is pinned, because if you move it away then your queen is hanging on c5. Here we see bishop to b6, so he is attacking this pawn. Here we see bishop to e3, attacking the queen and the bishop on b6. After queen to b4, we see queen takes on c4, queen takes on c4, b takes on c4, bishop takes on e3, f takes on e3. After the move h6, okay, better move first just g6 and trying to run king from this way, but h6 was played. Okay, we see rook to b5. Instead of rook to b5 or 4b, you could actually try king to f2 and trying to bring the king closer. Okay. Here we see, as I just told you, rook to b5, rook f to c8, and here king to f2, king to f8, and now rook to d6, knight to d8. Knight to d8 was a blunder. He could have tried knight to b4, hard move to find a leader. Rook takes b8, and rook takes b8 is possible. Then after the move, for example, a3 or a3 is best, and in this position, knight to c2, attacking this, but rook to d3, I believe, is just defending, and we have this idea of rook to c3 and try to push this pawn, and we have the knight as the supporter as well. Here, for example, if you go this, then we can also play knight to d4 after takes, and these three pawns are making the game. But actually, let's go to the main round here. Knight to d8 was played, a blunder. We see knight to d4. Instead of knight to d4, actually, Fabi could actually go for this variation. And this position is just game over, because the king can get closer, okay? Or wait, we can play something, we can play just e4 and to also be able to come and take this pawn or this pawn. Okay, so this position is completely losing for black. But let's go to the main line here. After knight to d8, I will just show you knight to d4 was played. Here we see g6, rook takes b8, rook takes b8, and after the move c5, knight to b7, rook to d5, coming back to d8, and here after the move c6, knight to c. In this position after c6, actually Van Foreest just decided to resign, because if you go for example this, then knight takes, and here you shouldn't move the rook because you have to move c7, taking the rook. If you take, I just put a queen here, and if you play rook to c8, just give this check, and this is just game over. And what is the other defense can be made? It's that if he goes this, then we have this nice c7. If you take, you just take your knight, and this position is just completely winning. If you go this way, then this. If you try this, then I can attack this pawn on example this with this threat. Okay, and this position, this is completely lost. No hope. But what about, I don't think there is another defensive move. If you go here, okay, I can just simply push c7 or let's go here. After king here, no, actually, just pushing c7 makes game. If you just gives this check, then he cannot also prevent from queening and taking the on d8. So this is completely lost for black. And as I just told you, at this moment when he played the move c6, and Van Foreest just decided to resolve the game. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give the thumbs up, like this video, and sub to the channel. That would be just very encouraging and it gives me a lot of energy to put more interesting videos on the channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye for now.